Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What's going on with it, people? It's Kush Equilibrium. Obviously, I am your always smoking host, Oops Great. We got a cool little show today. Cool little show. And I'm also going to talk about something that, you know what I'm saying, I don't think nobody else is talking about. But we're going to do a quick little recap or synopsis of Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl performance. Dope fire performance. Fire. It wasn't for everybody. Let's get that out the way. It wasn't for everybody, but it was definitely something I'm glad I seen. I don't have, personally for me, I didn't go into the performance with any preset expectations, so I'm not disappointed. I know some people are. I'm gonna go over some bullet points real quick, and then we gonna talk about something that nobody else is mentioning, because I know a lot of y'all think the job is done. Drake is done. We cooked him. He finished. Go get to it. But out the gate, start with GNX, right? If you watched the interview he did, either interview he did, especially the Apple Music interview, I feel like he made it clear to everybody he does not like looking backwards. He wants to move forward. Throw that together with the idea that and what have you, that he has an album to sell at the end of the day. Kendrick's an artist. I know we love you. Well, some of us. He's also an artist that has an album that he needs to sell and a tour that he needs to sell. So this is kind of like that. This kind of serves as that beginning of the marketing. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you a taste of what's on this album. Kind of like wet the whistle, so to speak. The size of the overall set. The size, how much of that field he used. Let me go and upset some people real quick. Lil Wayne could have never did this performance. He could never and will never do the Super Bowl. Mr. Lean, and I used to be a Lil Wayne fan until I got older and got smarter. Mr. Lean, because that's who he is to me. That's all he do. He ain't physically capable. You see how much of that field Dot used? You see how much of that field? I think that thing went from like the 20 to the 20 or from the 30 to the 30. That's a lot. That's side to side. He still went front to back. You know what I'm saying? Lil Wayne can't do that much movement. He can't. He's not capable of it. So cry on somebody else's titty. If you're a Lil Wayne fan, and you're like, why didn't Lil Wayne get the Super Bowl? Because he can't do the Super Bowl. Nah, I'm glad that performance happened. So that way we got the evidence is out there. Lil Wayne cooked. He been cooked. And as a side note, that album he dropped about to flop. But anyway, the Barbershop Quartet by the Light, I understood that it was kind of like a nod of the cap or tip of the cap to the origins of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Starting in parks, just bebopping and rapping or whatever. Practicing bars at the barbershop. You know what I'm saying? When you're around your peers, you know what I'm saying? The homies. They the ones that are originally your judge besides yourself. So I'm definitely glad he put that in there. He seems like a hip hop historian, so it should be a surprise to anybody. Put it in there. The tease of Not Like Us was perfect. That was perfect. I don't think there was a way on God's green earth he could have did the Super Bowl and not did that song. He didn't have a choice. He had to do that song. Like, if there was ever a part of that set list that he didn't have control of, he had to do that song, and he had to do TV Off. And I'm gonna get the TV off in a minute. The play back and forth. Kudos to Sam Jackson for taking taking that role and doing that for my man. Made me want to watch Django almost. Made me almost want to watch Django. That play back and forth from, do you know how to play the game? And that's too ghetto. He gave all the stuff that people were saying about him, as well as hip hop. It wasn't just about him. People say the same things about hip hop. So to throw all those misnomers and preconceived notions in there, it ties into what everybody be saying. He hears everything. He hears everything. He sees everything. He's like all knowing. It ties into that. It did nothing. That part right there did nothing but expand his legend, as you can't get nothing past Dot. One more thing I think I got, and then we can talk about what I really want to talk about. I found it unique that when he was told to play the game and all this other stuff, he slid into the R&B pocket, which allowed SZA to do her thing. The timing of that, I think, is kind of going undernoticed. The line of the night, I believe that there's a line of the night in this. If you wanted to take one line, and encapsulate the entire performance can be encapsulated with 40 acres and a mule. This is bigger than music. Think about it. 40 acres and a mule, this is bigger than music. Hell of a statement. Hell of a statement. Give me a new lighter, bro. I probably done flipped this lighter about 15, 16 times. I need a new lighter. This is the last time I use it. Once I get over this video, get this video done, I'll go to the store and get me a lighter. I want to try to smoke and chop it up with y'all, you know what I'm saying? That's it for the recap, man. Overall, like I said, the performance was not for everybody. It was for some, not for others. If you didn't get it, we're not about to apologize for you not being smart enough or woke enough to understand the performance. Go watch something else. Turn your TV off. Oh, I almost forgot to end with TV off. I could be wrong, but I think he made that song specifically because he had already known he was doing the Super Bowl. I'm telling you, when he made that song, he made that knowing that this is the ending. This is gonna be the ending of the performance, and I'm feeling like he might make this the ending for the entire tour. The entire tour is going to have TV off as its ending. Yeah, I feel pretty confident in that. Now, my bad. Oh shit. Let's get to the reason you're here, probably. That thumbnail looked kind of juicy. I know a lot of y'all think this is probably the end. He cooked them. It's over with. He doesn't have to do anything else. He made all his points. He's proven himself. Got it. I understand. I don't understand why my lights are so bright. It's crazy. My lights are super freaking bright. I'm sorry. And I apologize for the background. Working on a new background. It should be up within the week. If not, get in the next week. And I won't be using no more of this fake background shit. Because I don't like it. And it's like a lazy way to do a show. And I don't like it. And so I apologize for that on my behalf and on behalf of OTG Media. Because, you know, they keeping the lights on. And, you know, they paying for this stuff that goes in the back. So, you know, shout out to OTG Media. But let's get to the topic at hand. The job's not done yet. To me, the job's not done. Drake is still alive. I think he still think he hip hop. I think he just like, I survived your worst. You didn't do anything. I'm not hurt. And he's gonna come back and attempt to do that hippity hop thing again. And I'm not for it. I am a well-established Drake hater. I do not like Drake. The person, the man, the artist. None of it. None of it. Now, if he come out and say, hey, I'm pop. I'm fucking with this pop thing. I don't fuck with rap no more. Guess what? Not only do I not have an issue with you anymore, but I might go back to checking out a couple of your songs, buddy. You know what I'm saying? You make some little hits. They don't be worth a lick, worth a fart, but I might check them out. But seeing it, I don't believe that's the case. And I believe that the job is not done. I'm going to tell you why right now. What gives me the reason to think that way? When I think of that, and shout out to Thought Crimes, because I couldn't remember which law it was. But the 48 Laws of Power, Law 15, crush your enemies totally. And yes, he is an enemy. Crush your enemies totally. Hold on. I'm gonna read the whole thing. Where's the whole thing? Where is it? 48 Laws of Power, Law 15. Crush your enemy totally. All great leaders since Moses have known that a feared enemy must be crushed completely. If one ember is left alight, no matter how dimly it smolders, a fire will eventually break out. More is lost through stopping halfway than through total annihilation. The enemy will recover and will seek revenge. Crush him not only in body but in spirit. That says it all for me. And there's still a stage out there that's I feel like it's still available for Doc to do just that. Yeah, I do know the stage I'm talking about, right? Yeah, I know what stage I'm talking about, right? WrestleMania is not too far away, people. I'm thinking of all the big stages. There's only one left in this year. WrestleMania this year is in Las Vegas. It's a hell of a place to do a show. Think about it. April 19th and April 20th is WrestleMania this year at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas. Why not rock it? Why not rock it? One last time to gather together to dance on the grave that is Aubrey. That is Aubrey. Fuck Drake. That is Aubrey. Now, WrestleMania is an open-minded crowd. It's a diverse crowd. And if I'm not mistaken, WrestleMania hits about 70,000 people minimum every year. Every year. WrestleMania has been open to rap. They let that poser Snoop Dogg perform, if I'm not mistaken. He do wrestling shit all the time. So why not have Kendrick Lamar, K-Dot, Kung Fu Kenny get at that boy one more time? WrestleMania is sitting right there. Who would be better? Who would you want to see more than K-Dot at WrestleMania? In Las Vegas? Tell me that way. Between the powers of WrestleMania and K-Dot together, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, you can't ask for a sweeter ending. And WrestleMania is their premiere show, so they're going to go all the way out. I think they might even be willing to give him the same creative control that the Super Bowl gave him. If the NFL was willing to give you control, and they don't give control to nobody about nothing. Hey, Triple H, what you doing, bro? Get on it. You want to cement your legacy and get out of the shadow of Vince McMahon? Let Kung Fu Kenny be your light. Let him guide you to success. Because that will smack. That will smack. People will love it. People will love it. It's a different crowd. It's going to be a better crowd. It's going to be better than that Super Bowl crowd because people are paying so much for those Super Bowl tickets. It's a money business with the Super Bowl. The people who pay all that money to go to WrestleMania, those are fans. Those are not business partners and associates. Those are fans. Die-hard fans. That's the crowd you want to finish him off with. You don't want to finish him off with the crowd we just tried to finish him off with because, they're fickle. There's a lot of people who paid money for those tickets and didn't really like football, didn't like the performance. They like the cash app saying they went to the Super Bowl to bump shoulders with some elite people in the suites and what have you. This right here is the proper way to finishing. Finish your meal. There's still some fruits and veggies and things on that plate. You need to finish your meal, son. Gotta kill him. Metaphorically. I don't want nobody to think I'm preaching violence. There's embers still burning. You need to squash them. And that's what my big idea really is. It doesn't have to end right now. You still have the tour. You're going to go all over the place, dancing on this man, pushing GNX. I'm with it. I want to try to get a spot. I was surprised I didn't see a Detroit date. I looked for a Detroit date and a Cleveland date to see if he was going to fuck with the Midwest. I don't think there's no Detroit, no Cleveland, and I don't think no Chicago, which are the main in the Midwest. Though you want one of those spots. So I was kind of disappointed again when I seen that date list, and it's like the Midwest got looked over a little bit. Be that as it may, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna figure it out. But let me know what you think. How would you feel about K-Dot? WrestleMania, the granddaddy of them all. At WrestleMania, talk about show up and show out. That's the way to go. But let me know what y'all think about that. You know what I'm saying? Put the comments down there, good or bad. I respond to good and bad. If you think I'm out talking out of my ass, left field, don't know what I'm talking about, write it. I'm gonna respond. Be ready for me to respond. But write that if you think this is something that could hit, because I don't see it failing. Write that too. But that was my little, as I watched the performance, that's what really went through my head. Like, why does it have to be over? I think we can take one more shot. I think he's still around. And he's already taking these little subtle jabs and stuff with the jacket with the holes, like he Luke Cage with the smoke coming out. It seemed like he still won't smoke. I'm saying give it to him. Give it to it, man. Look, no prisoners. Finish him off. Finish him off, Doc. That's all I got. Appreciate y'all. Oops, great. And boy, it's Super Bowl Sunday. We just saw the Kendrick Lamar halftime performance, and it was everything we expected it to be. God damn, Doc. God damn, Doc. I mean, Wow. Like, give me a second. Let me. To have Samuel L. Jackson play Uncle Tom, to play up on that black stereotype of us having to play the game, to be bold enough to mention Drake by name as you look into the camera and hit him with the wink, like, to mention the lawsuit, to tease at it like that was a hell of a fucking show. I was wondering, because normally the stage is shared with so many different people, the fact that you got you a little taste of SZA, and other than that, it's all Dot. I'm glad he took the stage for himself instead of shared it with a whole bunch of different people or whatever. Like, yeah, that was a big concern for me. Is he was gonna share it. He was gonna share the stage. Halftime performance was better than the goddamn Super Bowl because this game is still going. It's looking like a blowout. I'm glad we got Squabble up. I'm definitely glad we got Squabble up. I was wrong. I gotta admit out the gate, I was wrong. I thought he'll be bold enough to use this stage to debut something new. And he didn't, which is cool. I'm not disappointed. I was just trying to think out the box, like he was trying to do something different. But he gave us a hint about going into stories, and the fact that he went into all these different little stories, and he played. Hey, that might be an actor, because he played off of Samuel L. Jackson with the, hey, you being ghetto, too loud, messy. Like he played that. Samuel was that role of, hey, get in line, conform, do what you're supposed to do, not what you want to do. And man, fire. If I'm Drake, I'm sick. Because what you did was, instead of him just playing this little piece of the song, I never thought he was going to be able to play the whole song. It's a halftime show, not a concert. To make fun, to tease at playing it, but also play up that lawsuit was crazy. Like, Drake, it's like when Drake did that lawsuit, right? He kind of gave Kendrick like another thing to dangle and play with. Like, okay, let me throw that lawsuit in there too. They not gonna get a thank you, but the NFL is definitely owed a thank you, because they could have seen what Kendrick was doing and been like, no, we need this to tighten up. We can't have nothing with nothing. They gave him full reign to do whatever he wanted to, trusted the process, and something could come of it. We don't know yet. The performance just happened, so something could come of it. But for the NFL to go from Colin Kaepernick being in trouble for taking a knee and standing for black equality, to letting Kendrick Lamar in your face talk about blacks having to play the role of get along to go along, for that message to be relayed at your halftime show, man, major salute to the NFL for having the heart to do it. They came a long way. Not saying the NFL perfect, they still fuck up, but to let that performance happen in New Orleans, where the blacks ain't treated the fairest when it comes to laws, and to let that type of performance happen there on this type of stage took a lot of nerve from the NFL. And everybody's just gonna talk about that, and that's cool. I get it. He the star of the show, but at the end of the day, let's not be blind about the fact that the NFL, if they wanted to, could have flipped the switch and shut that shit down, and we would have never got that performance. So give credit where credit is due everywhere. You know what I'm saying? But definitely a fire ass show. like the show was so fire, right? I lit this right. To smoke during the halftime show. I'm in here so geeked, so turned up. I never smoked. I like it. Like, come on. And I smoke. So to get me to just like forget like I'm over here smoking is crazy. Like, I wish I recorded it. I really wish I thought about streaming it on the computer or whatever, doing whatever with it. But I ain't want them problems from the NFL and nothing like that. So I ain't doing shit like that. But I wanna watch it again. And I'm sure somebody gonna have it somewhere. We gonna see it on YouTube before the end of the night, and I'll watch it again. But just wanted to get my thoughts real quick. Nothing too long, nothing too major. Definitely worth watching. I know Drake's sick somewhere. He gotta be sick. The show hit all the bullet points I thought it was gonna hit. For sure, I felt he had to stand on that song, and he stood on it. I thought he might be forced to take Drake's name out of it, and he wasn't. I knew for sure they was gonna give everybody that mustard moment, because everybody wanted your mustard. You got the SZA moment, so everybody got to have that slow little ballad. He hit the marks, and then he just went yonkers from there. And you know what? He found a way to do a performance where it was still West Coast, but it wasn't like he was mushing West Coast in our face. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, while I get what he's doing, he bigging up the West Coast, he putting them back on the map. You also have to be respectful for where you at. You in Louisiana, you in the South. Respect. You don't want to disrespect them, even if it's on some accidental, secondary type shit. You just don't want to do that. And he found a way to keep it West Coast and not disrespect New Orleans. I like the fact that they did the way they did it to make sure New Orleans was properly represented. They gave them the whole beginning before the Super Bowl, and you got that Creole shit. You still got that little bounce music that they like in New Orleans. He gave you all the genres, and everybody know if you in the South, the bands is where it's at. And while everybody thought that little clip that Kendrick gave us was a clue that it could be bands in the show, there was bands in the show. It wasn't his show. It was at the beginning. So we was all right, we was all wrong on that one, because we all been on that. We thought we was gonna get, some chromacopia or something on there because of the marching band. Nope, had nothing to do with it. But all y'all little Drake heads that said Kendrick can't rock no show by himself. Look, he getting SZA because he need help. What the excuse at? SZA had a small little moment. He didn't even give her own little shit to get off on. They did that little whoop whoop and she got the fuck on. So what's your excuse now? See how much moving you had to do? People who wanted Lil Wayne to do the Super Bowl. Lil Wayne got that kind of win to move around like that? Hell no. Lil Wayne, stop being a hater, bro. Trying to announce your shit during the Super Bowl and all this other stuff. Come on, bro. Don't be a hater about it. Damn good show. I'm gonna get up out of here, man. We ain't gonna make this too long. But I just want to give my little thoughts real quick on the Super Bowl halftime show with Kendrick. You know what I'm saying? God did his damn thing. Appreciate y'all watching my shit. Like, time to subscribe, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Damn good show, man.